How are you? How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. And I hope you guys are doing well as well. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the ABS show. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like, share with your friends, and also go on Instagram and follow us on our page, the ABS show. While you're there, don't be scared to like some pictures and drop your comments as well as dropping your comments here on YouTube. So today's another countdown. We're gonna have a countdown. You know, our viewers, they love countdowns. They tell us what they need to see on the ABS show. So we are giving them another countdown. On today's episode, we are counting down top 12 African-owned business. Are you excited?
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and it could be any kind of business, you know, legal business. And yeah, we are here to do the countdown for you guys. So are you guys ready?
Yeah. Ready.
Who's going to start it off?
Number one is Ayo Obasi, the MD and CEO of PayPot Technologies Limited. PayPot Technologies Limited is a Pan-African e-commerce company where you can buy stuffs online, mostly clothing, and what else?
I don't know.
Wait, where's he from?
Nigeria.
You didn't mention that. Okay.
Okay, Ayo Obasi is from Nigeria. He's from the Yoruba-speaking side of Nigeria.
Yoruba?
Mm-hmm.
Calabar, Bassey?
Oh, really?
Oh, you could tell by the name.
Yes.
Oh, true. Oh, they didn't write it here. Sorry. Can we take that again?
No, it's okay. So, what I get? You said it's Yoruba?
No,
Yes.
Calabar.
Calabar.
Okay.
Ayo Obasi is Calabar. He's from Nigeria, and he's a business mogul. He actually started pretty early. He started as early as 21. He has been in the tech company, and he graduated from computer science, and he's very much into IT and software. So he's an analyst, a software developer. So as he kept growing up in his career, he started a company called Rumflex Technologies. So Rumflex Technologies is an e-commerce company. They make software, they supply software solutions to most of the Nigerian, both for the government, for e-passport, anything that has to do with the software. They do that. Even the new e-passport that we use for immigration. And he decided to open a company called PayPort, which was like the big break. You know, PayPort became Pan-African, and the company grew so well. A lot of people patronize that company online now. And he actually is one of the top sponsors of the current Big Brother Nigeria that's going on. Yes, PayPort company. And one thing I really like about his own concept is that he's young, and he provides employment and opportunities
for
the
others.
Young. So most of his employees are all youths, if not all of them.
IT is a good business to get into, and I hope that, you know, most African countries would take notes and, you know, give out classes and teach our young ones about technology, because
IT, right.
when they really get into it, you can make a lot of money from that.
I totally agree, especially with Africa being a very, very fast-growing economy. Even for 2018, Ghana is the fastest-growing economy in the world. Technology has not reached its peak yet in Africa, so it's definitely a great time to explore technology in Africa.
I definitely agree. Okay, Odera is going to move on to number 2 on the list.
Yes, that is Cameroon's very own Densia.
Oh no, I know this lady. Okay.
No, a lot of people call her Cameroonian Nigerian. I didn't get any facts on that, but I know I did think she was Nigerian originally, or at least half. And she got blown into fame when she styled a bunch of celebrities for the red carpet, but she got very popular in 2014 when she started her skincare line called Whitenicious.
Nice. So you mean her bleaching?
Skincare.
Okay, sorry.
Skincare. Okay. Skincare. Right. Say goodbye to pigmentation and spots forever.
Is that what you use, boo?
Whoa. No, because it's Whitenicious.
My knuckles ain't black. My knuckles ain't black. This color's
so
real.
Tell us more about the brand.
So yeah, it was really popular because apparently it works like that. It works very fast, and of course you can see she's the one modeling it right there. You know, she uses it as well, swears by it. A lot of people use it, and I mean, she's not out of business yet, so it must be working.
Can I tell you one thing I like about her brand and everything? Her packaging is very, very so it looks luxurious, it looks very rich, because we all know people that are in the bleaching business and the skincare business. Bobrisky, his packaging is bad, but her, like, it looks very rich, you know. if you buy it, nobody's gonna know it's like bleaching cream. It will look like gold infused type of like something. But yeah, I like her packaging. It's really, you could think, you know that she puts a lot of thoughts behind this, which is very important.
Listen, I'm not a fan of the bleaching. I'm team melanin, team no bleach. However, I do love Dentsia because her marketing is on point. Since she's been out, her company's doing well. She stays on point. She thinks everything thoroughly. She's an innovator. She's a creator. She's a little underrated, I would say, because as you said, she's very stylish. There are a lot of things that she did before, like Nicki Minaj or like other celebs, but because she's not an A-list celebrity, it kind of gets...
She's not getting her credit.
She does, yeah. You know, it just kind of gets looked over. So, I mean, great job. I mean, I wouldn't bleach again, and I don't advise people to bleach, but if people are buying it, she's become like a multi-millionaire.
Somebody's buying it because it's still in business.
And
So,
it's not me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to number 3 on the list, and it's gonna be me. Her name is Teta Isebo, and she's into the jewelry business. I love this lady. You should definitely check her out on her website. Her brand is called Inzuki Designs,
And where is she from?
she is from Rwanda. Yes, she is 32 years old, and she specializes in jewelries, interior design, decor. And one thing I love about her jewelry is it's handmade. It's handmade, and she uses that opportunity to hire local women. You know, she gets inspiration from Rwanda, of course, and it's just amazing. Like, you could pair this with what you're wearing right now. You know, she makes things for women. She was also featured in Forbes magazine for 30 most promising young entrepreneurs in Africa as a whole in 2017. I think she's a boss. I think she's a businesswoman, and she definitely deserves to be on this list, and that's why I chose her. Have you ever heard from about her?
No, I haven't, but I do like the jewelry though, and yeah, it is. It's very
superb.
beautiful.
Yeah, so that was our number 3, and we're gonna move on to number 4 on the list.
Okay, so number 4 on the list is the company OffWhite. Now, I absolutely love this company, and it's also a new company. I believe it's been around since like 2012. It's owned by Virgil Aboah, who is a Ghanaian.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that he was a DJ originally. He was a DJ / fashion designer. He comes out with this line in either 2012 or 2014. Again, still very new. And within such a short time, has over 3 million followers on Instagram. He is worth over $3 million. The company's doing amazingly well. It's sold in Saks, Barney's. It's sold like all over the world. And he said that because I always wondered like why Off-White? Like it's such a, everything about the company is so different and weird and unique, and I think that's why the company is doing so well. But he said he called the company Off-White because he's referencing the difference between the difference between white and black.
And you did say he's from Ghana, right?
He is from Ghana. He is from Ghana. And he was actually also recently named as Louis Vuitton's
creative director.
Get
which
into
is
it,
people.
Big deal. That's the
Nice.
company logo. Everything about the company is it's different. Everything is like black or white and like lines. It's very asymmetrical. It's kind of like a 60s, 70s vibe, but I mean, he's been doing amazingly well.
I love his brand, but one thing is, you just mentioned that he recently got promoted or given the job as the creative director for LV. I don't want him to stop doing Off-White though.
No, he's not. Off-White is gonna be his label. It's sold everywhere. I mean, it's in every magazine. He's not gonna stop doing it. It's kind of like when Marc Jacobs, I think Marc Jacobs at one point was also the creative director for Louis Vuitton. See, with Louis Vuitton, it's a great brand. It's been around for a long time, but if you notice, every few years they change their creative director because they have to keep up, right?
Keep it fresh.
You don't want to just do the classics, so they just bring these people on to keep it fresh. And normally they don't stay on permanently, so I'm sure he's gonna go back to doing this.
Awesome. So Timani, you have number 5 for us. Who do we have?
Number 5 is another beautiful Ghanaian model. Her name is Hammamat. Hammamat is from Ghana, and she is everything melanin. She glows. Let's
She's
just use that
beautiful.
word. She has a company called African Beauty, and what she does is shea butter to keep your skin glowing, melanin, keep it fresh. She's not going to whiten it or take off some spots. See, all her products are even sold out on the logo.
Yes.
So one thing I really like about her is her confidence and the way she grew steadily in her career from modeling and then going into shea butter. What actually happened was when she was young, I think she was about 7, she had a burn, and her grandmom actually used shea butter then to heal the burn. So that grew her interest in that because she had peer pressure, as a youth, as a black girl, you know how it is growing up. She had issues with people making her feel like she wasn't perfect because of her color and everything. And she saw that as a strong way to fight it. So she decided to invest in shea butter. And since then, she's been doing very well.
I'm a big fan of shea butter. You can use it for everything. To massage, to, make your skin glow, your hair, feet. Listen, I'm a big fan, and I'm a big fan of her as well.
Me too.
And for her to, use cocoa shea butter. Who would have thought that just common shea butter that people make at my backyard in Ghana can be such a big deal,
And it's
and it's selling out. So that's awesome.
And that's what I really love about her, that she took something that is so like minimal to Africans, to like people that are from Ghana or whatever, and she's taking it mainstream. The packaging for it is beautiful. It's a great product, and I just love how she's the definition of like women empowerment and self-love. Like, she's doing amazing things with the brand.
Awesome. Thanks, Timani. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Odera. Number 6 on the list. Who do we have?
We have the owner of the Shade Room, and that is Angelica Nwandu.
All right, Angelica Nwandu.
Yes. So she started this company back in 2000 and let me see if I remember, 2013. And she 3 days after her first post, she got 3,500 followers, and 6 months later, she had 500,000 followers. So she's been named on one of the most influential under 30 by Forbes. The New York Times called her the TMZ of Instagram, and it's an Instagram-based company, and right now she has over 50 million subscribers. She said that she started it to be the center for Black news, to be able to break Black news culturally and everything across the board, and she has been fantastic at that. And I think coming from her background, she grew up most of her life in foster care, and she was able to break ground and do all these amazing things. And recently she was actually in Nigeria for a women in business
that's where she's from, right?
Yes, she's from Nigeria. So
She's
she was
Nigerian, yo.
so she was back in Nigeria for a women in business conference, and she's just been an inspiration. She's broken so many barriers, and they talked about what she's doing. She started she's one of the pioneers of Instagram business.
So it was in 2014, not 13. Okay, one thing I love about the Shade Room is that I'm on it. I'm on the Shade Room, honey. You could catch me on the Shade Room.
So you a roommate?
I'm a roommate.
And we are roommates.
But one thing I love about her is that Shade Room has been deleted for like so many times.
Even on
and
Facebook.
she didn't stop there. She kept going. And I like that passion. And now they even have headquarters in California. They are hiring people left and right. They are being featured on The Real, E-News, TMZ, even get some of their news from there. So I love it.
She's broken some news before major news outlets.
Yeah, it has actually become like a news. It's like she has like the TV shows coming out of it, podcasts, clothing lines. It's become like a source for news that people go to, not just regular people, but all kinds of people. And I think she started it as a joke, right? She didn't start it as like
she didn't start
it
as a business. No.
She didn't start it as a business. She just started it as a joke. Just to like play around, and it just blossomed into something, and she's managed it very well and taken it to the extreme. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna move on to a Ghanaian girl. Her name is Winifred Shelby, and she is the owner of Bamboo Bike. Have you guys heard about this girl before?
Wow.
No. So when she was 15 years old, she co-founded Ghana Bamboo Bikes Initiative. So what she did was she used things around her, like bamboo, trees, whatever, to create bicycle to help the locals and the village boys and girls to ride to school, work, and all of that. People that can afford cars and stuff like that. So she created this, and it has become a thing. So now every time you see a bamboo bike running around, it might be her. It might be coming from her.
I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I think it's a great idea. Yeah. I love it. One, she's utilizing the tools around her. She's giving jobs to people that probably wouldn't have a job. However, how safe is that bike? I just don't know how safe I feel riding a wooden bike.
It's very environmental friendly, because she uses the things around her. That's what they're saying.
As in, like, I just feel like it's wood, like it would easily break. I mean, I don't know.
strong.
So I don't
It's
think
strong.
so.
Yeah.
Bamboo
Listen,
is
you're not that
strong.
heavy. You'll be fine. But she's making a lot of money out of
Bamboo
it.
is really
When she
strong,
first
bro.
started, she sold 60 to 100 bikes a month.
Wow.
And now she's selling more and more. She's been featured in Forbes and she's also had a lot of awards, including Women Initiative Awards. So she's going there.
It's
She's
very
very young.
innovative.
She started when she was 15.
Yeah.
So
It's
how old
very,
are we
very
now?
innovative.
Let's get it popping. So I mean, that's why I love doing this countdowns, because it also kind of motivates us to keep going, and our viewers as well to keep pushing to their dreams. So she's doing an amazing job, and yeah, kudos to you, Winfred Shelby. So we're gonna move on to the next on our list.
She definitely deserves to be on this list, and I'm gonna talk about the Waist Gang Society. That is the name of the company, Waist Gang Society, and it's owned by Prima Donna. She is based in Atlanta. She's based in Atlanta, and she comes from a Ghanaian background, Ghanaian parents, and a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know
Listen,
that.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that. Listen, I love this girl. She is the definition of hustler, the definition of taking nothing and making it into something like amazing. So she started with waist trainers in 2012, selling them from $38 to $160. Everyone has been seen in her waist trainers, from Kim Kardashian, Khloe, Kylie. Long story short, she started in 2012. By 2015, Homegirl was worth $2 million. I'm sure by now, what year are we in? 2018. I'm sure by now she's quadrupled that. Living in a mansion, Rolls Royce, all of that. She's gone from just Waist Gang, which started as trainers, to like Waist Gang clothing, Waist Gang apparel. She's also like a rapper.
Are people still waist training?
I
I thought
don't-
they go to the hospital now.
Listen,
Right.
To the
child,
surgery board.
I don't even
The
know what
shade.
people are doing
It's just
anymore.
$3,000.
You know what amazes me about all of this is like, this isn't no shade to her. The picture before this was actually her, and I don't personally think her waist is snatched.
And she
That's
was
the
wearing
funny
it.
thing.
She
It's
looks
like,
like she's wearing
She's
a
wearing
waist
it.
trainer.
I think she's
but
wearing
she
it.
doesn't look snatched. But I guess it appeals to the regular average everyday woman, because the regular average everyday woman is not gonna look like Kim Kardashian or have a teeny, and I don't know, maybe that's what works for her and that's what's able to appeal to people. She's also been sued for like over $5 million. There was a class action lawsuit because people were saying that they expected to end up looking like Kim
And
Kardashian.
you say she's from Ghana, you said?
Yeah, her dad is from Ghana.
Her dad is from Ghana.
Yes.
Okay.
So her company, is it sex restricted?
No, I think they have stuff for men now. I
Really?
believe they do. Now they have like body shapers. They have everything for everyone these days.
Body shapers for men?
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
that?
they
It's
do.
there.
Men,
Wow.
and they have like sweatbands. They have all kinds of things. Like, I just love the level and the heights that she has taken. She has taken her. She is Ghanaian though, definitely. If you go on her page, you look through her comments. A lot of times she posts the Ghana flag. She doesn't. She's probably like me. Maybe grew up here, just maybe never went back home. So a lot of people don't know, but she
And
is
I like
Ghanaian.
the fact that she's also pushing it and using celebs to promote,
push it.
because
Yeah, that's not
Charlie, we
easy,
don't
though.
know. And Kim in the next picture, Kim actually does a good job with it. Sex sells.
Yes.
Birds it all, pum pum all hanging
I love
out,
this picture. Oh
showing
my
you
God.
exactly how it's working for her.
She like took it. She started the whole waist gang, the waist trainer, the whole trend for other people to even realize that I could make a business
It's a
out of
thing.
it, or even that I could wear waist trainers. Personally, I don't wear them. I think they're so uncomfortable. I tried it, but if she's selling it and it's working, people love
working.
it. That's what matters.
Really, it's a nice business, but what really hurts me, I'll speak for guys out there, is when you meet a pretty girl and finally you guys get into the house after a long time of so many dates, and she had the figure eights, and when she goes into the bathroom and comes out
But
of
most
the
girls don't wear
bathroom,
waist trainers underneath their
you see
outfit.
something different.
They
Most
don't
of
wear.
them wear.
Not
Well,
waist.
you
Not
men
waist.
get
There's
deceived
waist,
a
and
lot.
there's this, and then there's the corset, I believe.
Yeah.
And then so
But
yeah.
like
They're
for
different
me, I know what
things.
he's talking about. I know back in Lagos, there are no ladies that are going to the club fully snatch. You hug them and it rock hard.
And that's the reason why my
True.
sister here has made over $2 million in 2 years, because women
Just
were
for
actually buying
buying
it and
them.
deceiving you guys, and you guys were actually buying into it.
Women
All right,
well
so-
don't know.
Timani, you have the number 9 on the list. Who do we have?
Number 9 is Bakley Okari from Kenya. Bakley is also a very young entrepreneur, and he's someone to be proud of. One of those young men who find problems and fix it. So when he was young, he was a teacher in a secondary school, and he realized that a lot of the young girls were not coming to classes at certain periods. So he tried to find out what the problem was, and he found out that some of them could not afford sanitary pads. So whenever they had their periods, they would miss school because they didn't want to be embarrassed. And he saw it as a problem and decided to start up a company with about just $1,500. He started making sanitary pads with some company called Saffy Pads. And the good thing about these pads is that they're reusable. He made reusable pads and he started selling it, making it more affordable, was very cheap for them, and the company grew and became so big in Kenya. And so far, he's been doing very well. So I think he's definitely somebody that we should talk about. At least we don't talk about Kenya all the time. So
I have a Kenya on the list, but reusable pads.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But you also have to think about the fact that it's also in these countries that need it. They really do need it. So if they're making money out of this, that means people do need it and they're buying it. So
yeah, people are buying and selling.
I look at it like reusable diapers, right? I mean, I remember when my little cousins were born, I mean, in Ghana, Pampers we had Pampers, but it wasn't so common in Ghana yet. And I still remember napkins. I remember what they looked like. They were made out of like terry cloth. They were white and square. You would turn it into a triangle.
Oh,
and
it's
then
napkins.
they would actually hold them up with pins. And yeah, if the baby pooped in it or pissed in it, you soaked it, you washed it, you air dried it, and you reused it. Yeah. So if you could reuse that, I mean, not to get too much into details here, but even when the female's on her period, occasionally sometimes it might accidentally drip into your underwear. You don't throw the underwear away,
so
you wash the underwear. So I mean...
Derek's not buying it.
I mean,
but kudos to him,
listen, I wouldn't use it. After living in America and using like tampons and pads and whatever else that we use here, I could not see myself using that personally. But you got to think of people that...
It's reusable, but it's your choice. You could use it once and throw it away.
Because there are people in Africa that still don't even have access to regular pads even. I don't even know what those people use, but... So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's definitely a great, probably, and then they wash it. So I think it's a great idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
And the name of it is Saffy?
Saffy
Pads. All right.
I like the name too. I even like the image of it of like a woman. Saffy sounds very African to me when I hear Saffy.
The logo.
Yeah,
the logo is amazing as well. All right, so we're going to move on to number 10 on the list. And Odera, you got us, right?
So we're speaking about problems and the future. I thought this guy was very interesting to add to this list. And he's none other than Elon Musk of Tesla fame. Now, he, unknown to many, he was born in South Africa. He's actually South African born Canadian American. Only him carry out the passport.
Choose one.
And so he is the founder, CEO and lead designer of SpaceX, co-founder, CEO, and product architect of Tesla, and co-founder and CEO of Neuralink. All of these are tech companies, and he's into futuristic transportation. Of course, you know, the Tesla is like one of the best high-powered, electronic cars, and he's currently working on the Hyperloop, which is supposed to be like a fast train that should be able to get you from across the country in like an hour or something. Yeah, so he's really into a lot of space things. He's trying to get people into space, make a space plane, have people on Mars. He's very futuristic and really into tech, a lot of high tech. As of this year, he was named the 53rd richest person in the world.
That's amazing. I'm very glad you put him on this list because I love Tesla cars. I think they're amazing. Every time I go in the mall, they have the displays there. I check it out. And I would have never thought that he was African, so that is really amazing. Yes, I'm also glad that he exists because I can't think that far into the future. There's no way I'm going to Mars. It's not that I'm thinking of now. I do think of the future, but actually, I be African sister. I know we did no Mars, no space.
But you know you love speed, Yazin. So is it just the Tesla cars or the speed that is fascinating? This girl loves speed. If Yazin's driving and I'm in the car, I don't have to step on the pedals for her.
Yes, I do love speed, but I would not be getting on any train that can get me across the country in an hour. I beg, I leave that for him. So I love that people like him exist. You know, he reminds me of like a Steve Jobs because without people like him, who's gonna create such unique inventions that are gonna be important in the future for us? I'm excited that he's on this list.
Yeah, so he's a really smart guy. He has a master's, bachelor's, and he actually dropped out of his PhD program to start one of his companies. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to number 11 on the list, and it's gonna be my guy Rajiv Mehta from Kenya.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys! So he is one of the founders of Tangerine Investments. So what is Tangerine Investments, y'all? I thought it was a fruit. I was
That's
trying
what I
to.
thought too.
I thought it was I was like Tangerine business. I used to do that back at home, but it's an outdoor advertising firm in Kenya. You know, when you go to Africa, I don't know how often you guys go, but
Very often.
you see these billboards, all these billboards in Africa, Ghana, whatever.
Oh.
It might be from him. So
Wow.
basically, he used like garbage bins outside, trees that nobody's like paying attention to, and start advertising on it. We have the picture in the next slide.
Wait.
Well, okay.
So
Wow.
he is putting out advertisements illegally.
No, not illegally.
Well, because
It's not for free. It's a space that he buys down.
Oh, he buys
So
the
you can
space.
just
Oh,
put
okay.
it on it.
Okay.
So he builds like this billboards, as you can see,
Wow.
on the roads, you know, and advertises. So some of his customers are Pizza Hut, Coca-Cola, and you know he
Then
makes
he's
bit,
doing
uses
great things.
uses them and advertise in
Even
Kenya.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah,
Wow.
Pizza Hut, and
if Coca-Cola is your client, then you're getting
and Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways. So he makes a lot of money. Yeah, and I think he definitely deserves to be on this. He's from Kenya, like I mentioned, and he's 32 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
So last but not least, because again we don't do our countdowns and order
In
from
order,
best to
right.
worst or whatever.
It's just the top 12.
Yep, just the top 12. And I think this young lady definitely deserves to be on this list. Now, I kind of purposely picked African businesses that were owned by Africans, but not necessarily based in Africa, because there are Africans all over the world. Like Africa is one of the places that every country that you go to, you're bound to find, especially a Nigerian. And this young lady's Nigerian. Her name is Buki Ade. That's only because there's over 200 million of you. You guys are amazing.
Those are just the ones living in Nigeria.
Exactly. And her company is called Be Fine. Now, I'm sure you guys have definitely seen her company. She makes swimwear. And her, yes. And her swimwear has gone viral. I mean, it's been featured in Sports Illustrated. Several celebrities wear her stuff everywhere.
A whole lot of them.
Everyone wears her stuff. She's grown to, she started in about 2012. She's grown to over 400, maybe she's at about 400,000 followers on Instagram, between 300,000 and 400,000. And the funny thing is, she wasn't a fashion designer.
Is she in this picture?
No, she's not in this picture. This picture is Blissful Queen that we featured. We featured her recently. That's Blissful Queen. And Tanika Renee, I'm not sure who the third girl is, but they were all like part of her campaign. So what she does is, she drops like every season, and every season she does campaigns. She always uses beautiful dark-skinned models, and every campaign has a different theme. I think this campaign was from last year.
It's giving me Wakanda vibes.
Yeah. She wasn't even a designer, and I definitely understand her because I felt this way at one point as well. She said she was going on vacation and she was looking for swimsuits. I find it so hard to find nice swimsuits. Like, they're always so basic and so regular. So she just decided, she was like, look, there are no African design. So she started her own, took it very serious, and it's literally going global. Her stuff is so big that like companies are making replicas of her stuff. You know, when AliExpress and like all these other people are making knockoffs of your stuff, that's when you made it, because it's like someone knocking off Louis Vuitton. Yes.
But I don't want to be negative.
Why?
No, but because I feel like it's not, I've seen it before. I feel like I've seen it before with the dashiki. Because as soon as I see dashiki, right? I see like a dashiki kind of thing. And the guy that really invented dashiki needs to get his credit. But with that being said, I'm not taking credit. I'm not taking, anything from her, but she's doing an amazing job with the whole swimsuit thing.
All her swimsuit, all her swimsuits are not necessarily dashiki.
Okay.
That's all her swimsuits. And then that's another thing, is that most times in Africa, when we make things like this, we don't copyright them, we don't trademark them. Kente's not copyrighted, it's not trademarked. So the dashiki, the Angelina, is also not trademarked, so anybody can use it, which is rather unfortunate. It should have been trademarked, but all her things are not necessarily dashiki. Yeah.
These are some great picks, guys. Thank you so much for bringing them in. We also want to hear from the viewers. If you have any top business African business owners that you want us to know about? Let us know in the comments. Also, do you want us to have any other countdowns? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Until next time you're watching Mina TV, this is the ABS show. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.